Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Me Simulation for the Nation. We're back on the family farm and we're spending more money again. For those of you who may remember in the recent episode that we bought the case with the trimmer on the back. We picked up a new mower to go with it, and this is a flail mower. This is going to allow us to do a little bit more of like the village work and communal grass work, really. Roadsides, that kind of thing. It's also a nice little topper. It's about just over 2 meters wide. It's a Sigma, and we picked this one up. Now, this wasn't part of the plan. Well, this guy was at least. But the reason I've had to put this on the front is because, well, I also added something else onto the shopping list, and we're going to tow that home as well. And that really wasn't part of the plan. But we got a good 2-for-1 deal, really. So we jumped on it. And yeah, it's at the same place, it's at the same farm here. This is a fairly old couple farming this one, John and Sheila. They're looking to get out pretty quickly. But yeah, they're looking to kind of wrap up the business. So they had a few bits of equipment that, well, this was advertised for sale, and I got talking to them, and lo and behold, we picked up something else. So we're just gonna, it's over there. We're just gonna have to reverse around and go and get it. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It's kind of just something else. It's probably more down the landscape and the contract line of things, but it's a nice little compact piece of equipment. We'll certainly get the most out of it for sure. And it comes on its own trailer as well, so what I do need to do, try and get the nose up into here first, like so. And back we go. It's a little trailer with an even smaller little loader in the back of it. So here we are. This is, like I say, it's a Wiedmann, which I believe is German. I could be wrong there. But yeah, it's a small little compact thing. We've got a little grab for it and a little bucket. I figured it's got a little bit of work that I want to do to it just to improve it here. A few things, a few hoses need to be replaced, things like that. A few bearings, but it should be good. And it should be a nice, tidy little implement for us to be able to get some small little contract jobs done, some landscaping jobs maybe, that kind of thing. So. And it comes with quite a decent looking little trailer there actually, so I figured why not really. Now they were using it around here for some of their small old buildings, some of the old dairy buildings they had when they were clearing out cattle sheds and that kind of thing. But they don't have the herd anymore, so it made sense for them to sell it. And well, did it make sense for me to buy it? I'm not entirely sure yet, but did I want it? Yes. So that's how we ended up with a new loader as well. So we'll see how we get on with it anyway. Right now though, we're just going to take these back up to our yard. We're on the south side of Williamsport, so we've got a little bit of a drive. That being said, though, we should get home fairly quickly. And we'll see how we get on once we get back home. We're not actually going to unload this. What this is probably going to do, actually, we're probably going to drop this eventually straight off at, unload it all at Grandad's old place there, because yeah, we're not going to need it up at the main yard. We'll run out of room to store things at the main yard, and I've actually got to go and take the 66. We're out, and then we're off to go and pick up some carts and chicken muck around. So we can't spend too long waiting for this to get into or playing around with these. But the mower on the front is in good nick anyway. That just wants to be kind of greased up and ready to roll. Put that away. But yeah, we need to just go and get ourselves all set up there. We're hauling muck from a friend of ours who is a chicken farmer whose pit is just overflowing apparently, and we're going to just dump it onto some of our land which is set aside for the year, and we'll get that spread in the coming, I should imagine at least in the coming few weeks. Give it a chance just to kind of rot in before the ground gets plowed over. Slowly jump over here. So how you been anyway? I hope everyone is fantastic. Do let us know what you're getting up to as well, what you're working on, what you're driving of course, and we'll see how you're all doing. We have been busy with the sheep really more than anything of late, keeping an eye on lambing as well, making sure that all goes well, which it does seem to be flying along here. We're a lot more pairs than we are triplets and singles, which is great. And yeah, hoping that will continue for the rest of the season. We've still got about another 125, 130 left to go. At least that was the number before I left this morning, so we'll see how we're getting on there. But yeah, it's all looking pretty darn good in that respect. Now, in terms of how many of those we're going to keep, I'm expecting us to hold on to about another 50 of our own lambs, just to kind of up that number. and then the rest will all be sold at some stage. But yeah, well, good little number actually. Good little number. We're going to just head back on up to the yard here. Other than that land work, we haven't done much. It's still raining at the moment, so we can't really get too much more done. Those crops that are in the ground are thriving, they're kicking on. Cover crop hasn't come through yet. And yeah, the field that we worked over just the other day, I've got to pick a few more stones out of that one, but then we've also got to just think about, I'm actually toying with putting some fodder beet into there. There's a couple of cattle farmers nearby who need some ground for it, and need some fodder beet for their own cattle, so I might stick it into there. It's just a break crop more than anything else, and we'll see how it looks. But certainly a good plan, for sure. And we'll see what Dad thinks of that one, because that'll give us, like, break up the ground a little bit there. The only issue I have with that is when it comes to harvesting, what will happen. There's a lot of compaction there, but that is something that I'm going to be thinking about moving forward for sure. And like I say, we're just going to dump this one in the yard for now, because I did say that we'll be going straight back out. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, we are running out of space here. We are going to definitely have to start utilising the storage buildings down at the yard there a little bit more over the coming few days and weeks, that's for sure. Now what I'll do, I think, let's just stick this down that way for now. Let Dad have a look at what we brought over, and then we'll get this taken on down to the other yard. We're going to be doing a little bit more work down in the old blacksmith shed there, making that into a bit more of a permanent storage space. Tighten up some of the doors, I think, amongst other things, and then we'll, go get a little bit more storage down there, because at some point we might even have to start parking the combine down there, because we're alright for now, because we haven't filled up that shed with hay yet, but that could be something that will be happening shortly, so I have to watch this space there. Well, alright, and so yeah, everything else pretty much as was. We're going to jump into the 66. We're going to go for a bit of a drive. Now this one, we're heading in a direction that we haven't been for a while yet. I don't know if I've taken you along for that ride either. But yeah, we're going to go, it's about a 10-minute drive, and then we're actually going to be dropping this chicken muck down in the one of the fields next to the blacksmith shed there. There's a set-aside field down there, along with the silage ground. And that'll allow us just to have something to work in when we get closer to the time. But first things first, we actually need to go and just tip these stones out of this here trailer. My stone collection cannot stay around any longer, so I'll have to go and see what we can do. Look at the size of that one that we've got pulled up as well. I need to go and move that at some point. It's just a bit ridiculous, really. I don't quite know where I'm going to tip these. I have an idea. Which we're going to just tip them in the corner of a grass field on the hillside, so we're going to try and level out or stabilise that hill bank at some point. So let's see what that looks like first. Yeah, other than that, I'm in a bit of a loss what to do with these. I keep finding more and more stones everywhere, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to take this to the field first, because we're going to be doing a lot of driving anyway, so we'll come back to you once we've got those tipped out and sorted, and we'll move on with the plan. Alright folks, so we're tipping them down here. Now, we're not trying to get rid of them down here. Would you have it? I haven't blown moved, so we're going to have to do a little bit of jumping here. But yeah, the idea is we're going to tip them here because I want to try and build a bit of a trap to stop any surface runoff from this field into the sea. So we're going to have to look into that, but to do it properly by the looks of things, give this a bit of a tap. Might do is move forward a little bit. I lost one there. Let's lost the second one. Come on, out you come. No, right, that should be me, good. Perfect. So all we'll do there is we're going to drop them there. We're going to come down with probably that new little loader of ours at some point actually there, and we'll just get these all arranged. We'll put like a little bit of a barrier up in this little hollow down here, so that's a job we'll get on to. And anyway, we're gonna head off to the to our friend's place and get our first load on here, I should reckon. Let's see how we can get out of here though. It's a beautiful drive along this coast. I really do like this section of the western coast here. It's absolutely stunning. We're heading on back down through Williamsport. It's a bit of a drive, but we're gonna head on through, and then I'll probably just be with you whilst we load up there, and then we'll start to make our own drive on the way back. I think we've got a few loads to do anyway, and we'll see how we get on there. So we go right here. We've got the line little junction there, I must admit. Now this is actually really good for us because this chicken muck is great to put onto the land there. It's really packed full of various different nutrients that will really kick on when we do drill into there. Obviously that is Grandad's old place with the blacksmith shop as well. Field on the right has been fertilised there. We're going to let that grow, get first cut sides off here, and on the left is this is where we're actually going to tip. So we'll see how we get on there, but it shouldn't take us too long to get backwards and forwards. It's a pity we just couldn't have got it all in one load with the gear that we just picked up as well, but I didn't quite anticipate bringing 2 bits of equipment back, so never mind. It's a nice little run out in the 66 anyway, though. It's a good tractor to be on the road with. It's really nice and smooth. Gearbox is lovely, just ticks along, really just purr through. And I believe we've got a 6270, 6280 Massey to load with at the other end, which would be good. See how we get on with that guy. And so that was John and Sheila on the right there. We're going to head round the corner. Not too much further away actually here. No, they do have a fair number of chickens. I think they're north of like a couple of thousand to produce the eggs that they're required to. So it's a pretty substantial operation, which means they do have quite a manure heap picking up there. So they're pretty much at a desperation point right now in terms of just getting it cleared. So it works out in both of our favours there, really. And usually they never find it too difficult to have a suitor for all of this, but this last few months have been a little bit tricky for them for some reason. We'll get this cleared. Well, I say we get this cleared. We should get a good 30-40 ton out today, and then we'll see how we're getting on. That won't do all of that field is going into, but probably all we'll get today anyway. It'll give them a little bit of breathing space, and we'll see what we can pick up next time. But those builds you just see over the hedge are where we're heading. So we'll just take that next available turn on our right. And yeah, very much is Massey territory. There's a lot of Massey drivers around here. There we go. Rightly so. Obviously the better tractor, in my opinion at least. And I believe they've even got a classical Ford in here somewhere as well. So what I need to do, we're going over here. Obviously there's like huge mucky. Good lord, I didn't think it was that much. And then, right, we'll get ourselves turned around here, and then we'll try and get loads over there, I think, anyway. So we'll see what we can do. Alright then, folks, so we're going to get ourselves settled up here. That's what we're going to be loading out of, and I believe this is the Massey over here that we need. So yeah, there's a few bits of kit lying around here. Nice looking Smart Bailey's trailer. I always liked that one. But look at the old classic Ford as well. What is this, TW5? Lovely looking bit of equipment. Love to see that. But yeah, we're going to be using this. Looks like there's a light left on there still. So I don't know what that's been on. We'll just give this a bit of an attempt to start. Let's turn the key on here, and it's it doesn't look like we've got any power coming through here. So that's going to leave us in a bit of a predicament. We need to try and get some. That was everything, right? Yeah, no power coming through. Okay, so we need to get this jumped, I think. It's completely flat. I'm going to go and try and find some jump leads, see what we can do with this, see if we can get it firing. What we'll likely do in this case is then just come and show you how we're getting on later on down the line. We'll do some karting in the next episode. I think I'll show you what that looks like, and even get a little bit of a blast on the Massey Deck. I'm intrigued by that. But first of all, I'm going to go into the workshop, see what we can find for some tools, jump leads, and get this going. Might have to see if we can use the Ford here to get this going. Let's see if this skill starts at the very least. There you go. Okay, so that's at least one. What we'll do, see if we can lift that up. There we can. Listen to that go. Nice, but a little bit numb to drive. Okay. And yeah, what we'll do is we'll bring you a little bit of an update as we get through with this, see how we're going on there, and bring you what it looks like once we start to get this on the field as well. But for now, I'm just going to park that about there. Should be close enough up to it. Go back a little bit, but we'll go and get ourselves some jump leads anyway. So we'll catch up with you later on down the line. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have and you've yet to do so, don't forget to hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button, Simulation for the Nation as well, to keep up to date with everything that is going on, both here on the Western Shore with the family farm, back on, we'll be catching up with Frank again very shortly there on a Dairyman's Diary this week, where we might actually try and get an extra episode from himself, and then also we'll be heading along to see what's happening on Shamrock Valley as well, with all the big developments Jack is having over there. So I'm just going to go into here, see if I can find myself some tools and some jump leads, and we'll see you all next time. Until then though, have yourself a great day, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll catch you later.